All right. Never seen it. So number one.
You're fired.
Do you have a television?
What are you like? What? How do you produce a football podcast and you've never seen any football movies except for one with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Forrest Gump?
Hey, I think it's pretty clear that I don't know what I'm talking about from every single thing that we do every time I come on this show.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things. I got 2 phones. Upset alert. Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there. There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That is the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.
Welcome to episode 70 of Birds vs. Boys. Actual football has happened, and actual football is happening. We have a lot to react to, and maybe even some live reactions while we are recording from Aiden Powers. But Hard Knocks has happened. The Cowboys are 0-1. What else is new? And the Eagles are playing right now. Aiden, how are you?
I'm content. I'm here. I'm good. Listen, like you said, we got real football. I'm reacting in real time. It's about to be kickoff of the Eagles' first preseason game. I am ready to talk myself into this team after 2 drives by the starters. I have the tickets booked for week 1 in Atlanta. I'm here. I'm not ready for fall, but I'm here.
Your mom, I saw, was checking up on you, making sure everything was okay today. Oh, we have the best moms at Brandon. We really do.
Yeah, I think so. I opened up my phone and I was like, that's hilarious that my mom knows if I'm alive or not by my Twitter account. If some funny meme is posted, she knows I'm okay. And if not, she is of grave concern that I could be in a ditch somewhere.
And I think my reaction to it was fair.
What?
That you were preparing yourself. Because you said, no, I'm not okay. And I said, Aiden's preparing himself for a third straight Phillies loss, the Eagles to lose a major player by injury, and the Sixers to go 1 of 34 in the Summer League game tonight.
Yeah. That was perfect. That's what I expect. And like I said, I don't have any expectations left for teams. So that was on brand. But listen, Phillies won. We're here. Eagles about to kick off, so we're getting instantaneous reactions to the game. You will hear in real time how my brain works during a game. Which
I can't wait.
God bless it is a roller coaster.
And I can't wait for that because I've never been around you during a real game because you're 3 inches from your TV and shut your phone off.
That is correct. That is the only way to do it. I wish more people would do it. Your life would be better that way.
All right, let's start out with Hard Knocks. Came out Tuesday night. I love Hard Knocks. I know you love Hard Knocks. I don't have HBO right now, so another shout out to your mom giving me the login. Thank you very much, Mrs. Powers, for the login so I could watch.
Yeah, I think my mom has produced more content for us this week than either of us have. Yeah. She's the direct result of more content for us.
Yes, absolutely. So first thing that I noticed, obviously you could bet on Hard Knocks too, like who was going to be shown first. I thought it was either going to be Dak, obviously, or Jerry. I thought Jerry was just going to be like, no, it's going to be me. But showing Dak and the scar and the injury and the comeback, I mean, that was like the logical choice to start the show, correct?
I could have done without seeing the injury again.
Yes.
I saw it live and I didn't really like it then. You know, like I get having the interview with him and maybe just like showing him coming off of the cart. I also thought it was going to be Jerry Jones and just maybe like him in the box upset after another losing season. And the radio plays in the back. It's like, and the Cowboys wrap up another disappointing season. And it's just like a video of Jerry Jones. It's like standing there overseeing Cowboy Stadium as the fans file out for the last time in the season.
With his awkward clap
that I thought. Yeah.
Man does not know how to clap. I don't understand. I get billions of dollars and he can't buy a clap coach. But Yeah, seeing the injury again, and they played it like 6 times and at different angles, and then showed him trying to put his foot back in the right place. And I was like, "Ooh, what? Why?"
That's not a cramp.
It was not good then, and it was not good now.
No. I like the intro. We'll get to it. I was a huge fan of the outro, but that's my last note.
Mhm.
My notes, we'll even know if they make sense. Like at the end, I will read what my notes say, and we'll see how much off of what I wrote down I can actually remember, because these are just incoherent sentences that I wrote.
I have
just
the same
fragments of sentences.
I have the same thing. I have those little dash marks. I literally typed out Hard Knocks and then just dash sentence, half a sentence, dash half a sentence. That's all I've got. But shout out to our guy Kyle Yeomans after the show with Dak and the interview with him in the beginning. When they start showing camp, first voice you hear was Kyle Yeomans. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I did not.
It was Kyle, baby. Like,
was it really?
Yes, it was.
Because you texted us and you said Kyle. So I thought like he was in it, because the second scene is like Jerry Jones press conference, and they show all the reporters there. And I'm pretty sure I saw Michael Gelkin, who was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought you meant you saw Kyle, but his actual voiceover was on the show.
Oh,
good for him.
I'll replay it and I'll tape it and send it to you later. But yeah, I mean, you could see Kavanaugh behind the scenes. You could see our RJ Choppy, a lot of the guys that we've had on the show. You could see kind of in the background during camp clips, and it's always so awesome. That's the first thing I always get. Just like I immediately get that like football's here feeling. And I texted in the group that I'm done with summer and it's time for football season. But then I start watching the Field of Dreams baseball game and I'm pulled right back into summer. Literally. So that's all it takes.
There was a point where I was like, all right, I'm ready for football during that. We'll get there. Here's the first thing that I had written down: Jerry Jones crying. So let's see if I can remember why my brain wrote down Jerry Jones crying. This is where I wanted to go with it. It was the first time I have ever related to him as a human being. He is a billionaire from Texas who we have absolutely nothing in common. But when he was like tearing up and crying, it was that realization that, hey, I'm old. I only get so many more chances at this.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a year where we didn't have training camp. It was weird. You're kind of isolated from the team compared to normal. And now I'm back here and I get to cherish this, and I own this team, and I know there's only a finite amount of time for me. So I'm appreciating this, and I also want to win. And it was like the first time I feel like I've ever related to him as a human being.
Yeah, you could see that he has a soul and he has a heart and he actually cares. And to put it this way, you can make fun of Jerry Jones every single day, and it's warranted, right?
Yes.
But imagine putting so much money and so much effort and so much time and so much care and so much love into something, and for 26 years, you're just the butt of the joke, basically. Not
probably how my parents feel.
That was good. Another shout out Joyce Powers. But obviously he won pretty quickly. He got the 3 Super Bowls in the 90s, but nothing since. So I mean that was a real moment. You're right, from him. And it was good to see.
It was I thought it was great work by the directors to kind of have that and just kind of isolate that moment before they really got into the action of camp, and just be like, because I think everybody relates to that, like, we weren't in Oxnard, we weren't at training camp, we didn't have fans, we did, like, everybody knew somebody who lost someone, and it starts to make you think about life. And here it is, like the tiny people, the tiny little ants, like the people at the top, like him, were thinking the same thing and thinking about like cherishing, like, I only get so many years to do this. I can only get so many years to win. So that was cool. Also, just one other Jerry Jones thing. If you wanted to stick around longer and, playing to win, Kevin's got the book right there by Jerry Jones.
Mm-hmm.
If he wanted to stick around longer and have more opportunities to see his team win, I
RGM.
probably would advise to not be putting salt on your fast food sandwich.
A lot of salt.
A lot of salt. There's enough salt and sodium in there. I think you're all right. So that would be my word of advice to Jerry Jones.
And funny thing is, Stephen Jones was interviewed this week on 105.3 The Fan, and they asked him about that, and he goes, "I thought he did really well with that sandwich because we've brought him from a lot worse to where he is now. I think with the salt."
Oh, I don't. Is it work? How?
I don't know.
You're eating
Just a
fast
salt
food
sandwich. Just a salt sandwich he must have had. Oh, do we have a live reaction?
We almost did. Whoa. Jalen Hurts is coming out on the field for the first time. He does look cool.
Okay.
So we're off to a hot start. Quez Watkins also looks cool and looks fast. So
very fast.
I'm not saying Super Bowl, but NFC Championship at the very least.
At just look-wise.
Look-wise alone, I should start looking for hotels in Green Bay in January because we will be there.
Or, hey, at that point, it might be in Philly. You might not even have to travel far.
I was about to say, we'll probably get home field advantage. We'll see if we get it through, if we're the 1 seed or the 2 seed. Let's see what our first play of the up. Wow. Okay. Hey, Zach Ertz is still on the team. Good thing they didn't trade him to Buffalo.
I thought that was a done deal. I thought that happened months ago.
It was a done deal 16 times, and here he is, first throw of the season. He catches it.
Of course.
Sounds about right.
All right, back to Hard Knocks. So we talked about Dak. There was a ton of Dak, obviously. I mean, I feel like that had to happen. Almost a home run in the Field of Dreams game, right at the fence. So
I love these instantaneous reactions.
So a ton of Dak, ton of Zeke. I got to tell you, I love playful Zeke. When he's like stealing Dak's bike and he's trying to wrap his present and he's just doesn't know how to.
Oh, here we go, baby. All right. We're already down at the 30. This is too easy. Pull the starters out. Rest them for February.
Were you going to say about the gift wrapping from Zeke?
Yeah, that was the war. He had that tiny little table. And he's trying to wrap this, which turns out to be luggage. The luggage is bigger than the table he's trying to wrap it on. That was hilarious to me.
Guess how much that piece of luggage cost?
A few $1,000.
$12,000.
Yeah.
For a
Good
piece
for
of
them.
luggage. Like, it's just unbelievable. So I had my first 3 notes here were a ton of Dak, which expected, love playful Zeke. And then my next one just says Jerry Jones salt. So we went over that already. My next one here I have that Dan Quinn loves the word fuck. Dude,
yes,
unbelievable.
I have something similar written. I'll let you tackle it. But I have a take. I don't know if you'll agree or not. I'm actually curious if you'd agree with my take or not.
Like I'm in on it. I feel like he's a guy that would make me want to run through a wall. And he's a very good teacher, it seems to be. I think I got that even with the moment with Micah, which I want to get into, where he called down and asked him, instead of telling him right away, he asked him, like, what could you have done better? And then kind of coach him through it, which I loved. But then they were in the thing, and he was just like, we need to fucking fuck and then fuck their fuck. And I'm like, okay, yes. But then, like, what's the plan? Just fuck them up?
Yes. Okay. I think we're on the same page then. My takeaway is there's an art to saying the F word.
Yes.
And if you say it every other word, then it loses its emphasis. Like, what's your plan? It can't just be say the F word every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, like, all right, so what are we really doing? Like, you can go out there and say, fuck them up, but okay, how?
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan? And I know they can't show the X's and O's on Hard Knocks, but I came away with every Cowboys coach was screaming the F word every other word. But what was the plan? What was your emphasis? What were you trying to motivate them to do aside from just saying the F word every word?
Like, do you think that's played up? Do you think they're playing that up because they know Hard Knocks is there?
I don't think so. I think every Hard Knocks they do. I think that's just how coaches speak.
Yeah.
Because you've been around locker rooms your entire life. So when you were in 7th grade, some coach was screaming the F word at you. So you're like, oh, well, this must be how it is.
Mm-hmm.
No, not really. Like and you just brought up the most teachable moment in there was when they weren't cussing. It was when Dan Quinn called down to Micah and said, what could you have done differently? And then had a full conversation about where he should be positionally on the field on certain plays. They never said it, or they never cussed that entire time.
Nope. Yeah, it was interesting. It really was. Like I'm fine with it. I have no issues with it, but same thing. It was that one moment in the locker room. I think it was at halftime during the Hall of Fame game when they showed Quinn. And that was it was the only 2 times they really showed him, was the Micah moment at the game and the halftime. They didn't show him at all really during training camp at practices, correct?
They showed him one other time, and it was also with Micah.
That's right.
It was on the training camp field.
Yep. But yeah, you hit it perfectly. The F word lost its meaning a little bit because he's like, I was sitting there. I'm like, is he trying to like relate to these guys by cursing? Is he trying to be young and hip and cool? He's got his backwards hat on, or is that just him? Like, he looks like one of those like Southern Bible guys that wouldn't curse much. And then nope, that's not it. That's not him.
Yeah. But it was like all of them. Like it was every coach was doing the same thing. And I was like, not one of you guys have motivated me to put a helmet on and get out there. Like I never felt like, I could run through a brick wall for this guy right now. Never felt that one time.
Except for Bones Fossil was not cursing, just talking about vasectomies.
Yeah, that was funny. He's also a great coach. And you know what? He was cursing, but at the same time, like I feel like he just seems like a friendly guy that people like.
It was so funny. I don't know who it was, but the one player was like, Coach, did you lose your drive? He's like, did you lose your drive? He's like, sex drive? They're like, yeah. He goes, nope, hell no. They just all started dying.
That is funny. I did think that part was funny. Like them just like learning the science of it. Fantastic. One other thing with the coaches and just how the cursing kind of was corny instead of motivational. The mojo moment. Awful.
Like, what are we doing?
Awful.
What are we doing? And the first thing they show, he's like, Mojo, we're in Mojo mode here. All right, fucking 3rd down, 2 fucking minutes left. We need a fucking 1st down here. Go. And then they just show Ben DiNucci airing it 35 yards over the receiver's head out of bounds.
Defense won that one. Defense wins the mojo moment of the day.
And hold on. The mojo moment. The CeeDee Lamb catch that's been all over social media. The one-handed in the back of the end zone. Unbelievable catch, right?
Yes.
But he didn't get 2 feet in. He caught it, and then Mike's like, touchdown, offense wins mojo. And I was like, he wasn't in bounds, coach. Maybe did they just need, I think the offense just needed, we got our first home run into the cornfield. Jose Abreu.
Update. The Eagles scored on their first possession. Will we ever face a deficit the entire year? Probably not. It is now 3-0 on 3rd down. Zach Ertz dropped the pass, and one of my friends in my group text texted me, cut Ertz and his hair. So we are officially back.
We're back. We are all the way back. What was I just saying before the home run and the
mojo
field goal?
Moment?
Yeah. So I don't know if maybe the offense just needed a win in mojo time that bad that he was just like, yep, I'm counting that one.
Yeah, it did feel, I think I'm at the age and I've learned enough about football to like learn when people are struggling. And it kind of felt like the offense was really struggling, at least how it was portrayed in Hard Knocks. And maybe it's different being out there.
No,
but it kind of felt like the offense was
everything you listen to from the reporters and everything without Dak. I mean, it's Garrett Gilbert, Ben DiNucci, and Cooper Rush. And we saw it in the Hall of Fame game too. They
didn't score. That's true.
No.
Yeah. It didn't look crisp.
So under my note that said Dan Quinn loves the word fuck, I just wrote Mike McCarthy stinks.
He does.
That's just it.
Aside from the fact that they were very bad under his tutelage last year, the mojo moment just sealed it for me.
It was just done.
Just no chance.
How about
you're in a division with Joe Judge? Hey, you can't embarrass yourself that much.
Just like I don't know, the way he carries himself. Like, I feel like he does too. He tries to be funny too much, and then he's just like loafing around. I don't know. Even when he got the news about Dak's injury, it's just the whole thing. I would want Dak getting in the training room immediately too and figure out what's wrong with him. But at the same moment, he's the leader of your team. He's the captain. If he wants to be out there for a few minutes, just to like let the dude stay out there for a little bit. It's not like his arm fell off.
Okay. Yes and no. I have 2 points, and I don't know where to start. I think I'll start with, did there seem like there was like a weird tension between everybody there? Or did I read that wrong? Like from the top down, like Mike McCarthy,
before Dak got hurt, he was pissed that they were taking him out of place. He was cursed. I think he yelled at McCarthy at one point and was like, I rested a fucking enough last year. Like,
yeah, which, okay. That was going to be my second point. Dak, don't be a dick. Like you got to be a little bit self-aware where your foot was going the wrong way. If you were to get hurt in training camp, these guys all lose their jobs. Yep. Like, you are paid and your money is guaranteed. These guys get fired. It's over. Like, they're all looking for new jobs.
Maybe
Mike
before
McCarthy's
the season even starts.
Yeah. Like, Mike McCarthy's not getting another job.
No.
And like, you knew they were going to ease you back in. Yeah, like, you weren't going to go 110% to start training camp. Like, you had to recognize that. Yep. And I thought it was weird, where I totally get, like, I'll take every rep possible and lead by example. That's totally fine. But I think, you know what? Everyone wants to be like Kobe Bryant, who takes every rep and works and grinded and worked harder than anybody else. But he also took the time to recover better than anybody else.
Yep.
He took care of his body better than anybody else. You look at the later stages of his career, like, he was always in ice. Shoulders were always wrapped. Like, there's stories of him staying late for treatment, and then he's the first one in the next day for treatment. And
That's
then
Tom
he goes
Brady
out
right
and
now
warms
too.
up. Yes. Yeah. Tom Brady as well. He has that whole treatment program. Like, so, like, I get wanting to take every rep, but you also have to take care of your body.
Yep.
And it was just weird. Like, there was like tension, and then he was like getting snippy with, I think it was Garrett Gilbert, where Gilbert was like, hey, heads up. Like, I didn't try to steal that. Like, they told me to go in. He's like, I didn't fucking tell you to go in. I was like, whoa, like, why are you mad at him? Like, they told him to go into the game.
Yeah.
And and right after, that's when he says, I sat out enough. Like, I sat out all last year.
Yep.
So I don't know. There was like I did not like that from Dak. I don't know. I'm sorry.
And I think that's the reason his lat is hurt, because they said he was off season, just like they call it the Dak yard instead of the backyard in Dallas media. He was in the Dak yard just throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing all off season, to the point where now they had to call the Texas Rangers and New York Yankees trainers, because they're like, we don't know how to handle this throwing injury.
Not a good look for you to be like complaining and moaning and being snippy with your teammates.
Yeah.
Because you're not in for the reps, and then immediately get hurt on day 3.
From a throwing injury.
It was not great.
Yeah, it wasn't. Besides that, everything else, I love his leadership, and I love that his tenacity, that he just wants to take the reins of this team. I do love that. Speaking of tenacity, the next quote that I have here written down is just, Micah is an animal.
I have Micah is going to be a star.
Yeah, he is and they know it too. He was calling the play. Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith were on the field with him to start the Hall of Fame game, and Micah Parsons had the little green dot on his helmet, was calling the defense.
He's just got a certain level of instinct that you can't teach people. Like, in all of those clips, he knew where he was just sniffing out the ball. I know the quote that he had when he got drafted was, see ball, get ball. And almost to a fault, where they're like almost having to calm him down and be like, sometimes you got to know when it's not your play.
That was Leighton Vander Esch.
Like, yes, yeah.
Vander Esch is like, dude, you're trying to make every play. And he's like, I'm young, I'm hungry. I feel like every play is mine. He's like, you gotta learn to know which play is yours and which play isn't.
Yep. There's certain times where you need to shoot a gap or
Mhm.
you need to take on a blocker and it's your job. And then the other guy will come in and make the tackle.
Yep.
And I think Mike is just like, oh, there's the ball. I have to go get it on
Yep.
every single play.
And that was kind of, I feel like exactly what you just said was the teaching moment. And John Carl Stanton just struck out in his first at bat in the cornfield because, of course, what Dan Quinn was coaching him in that play was, he's like, what should you have been? And he said, wider out. He's like, exactly. So then you can funnel that guy into the big guys in the middle instead of you trying to have to make that play.
And with his sideline, the sideline speed, beat that guy to the sideline, make him cut back inside. The rest of the defense is going to be waiting there. Bang, bang, boom.
Yep,
done.
You don't have to make every tackle. That's like, like Jalen Smith always leads the team in tackles. He'll have like 13 tackles, 12 tackles, 15 tackles, and ludicrous blind Cowboys fans are like, see, he leads the team in tackles. He's the best linebacker. I said, one, he's tackling the dude 10 yards down the field every time. And two, who gives a shit? If you play the position right, you don't have to make every tackle.
Yeah, I was about to say. Usually he's getting the tackle because they already shot past the first level. And he's no one on the defensive line beat a block, and he's tackling them, and now it's 2nd and 3.
Oh, God. Oh, apparently, too, somebody, they didn't say who it was, but he made like a play in camp and he went to like do his swipe thing and some player on the defense stopped him from doing it.
What swipe thing?
You know how he like does his like swipe, Jalen Smith?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he does it like he'll get burned for 17 yards and then the next play like make a tackle 5 yards down the field and he'll do the swipe. And it's like, dude, what? So he went to do it in camp and I don't know. They didn't say who it was, but somebody like jumped in front of him and was like, no.
No, not this year. Cut it out early.
But I do want to, we have to talk about this. There was a little tension in the branded chat yesterday. Somebody in the branded group, AJ.
Well,
Stephen AJ Smith, Stephen AJ Smith, Mr. Bad Takes, brings up that Micah in Hard Knocks, the part where he was talking with Dan Quinn, and you know, he was like, "Am I done?" And Dan's like, "Yep, that's it for the night." After he coached him, he wanted to stay in the game. I get it. He wants to play football. It's his first time ever touching an NFL field. It's at the Hall of Fame game. It's in Cleveland, where he was drafted. He hasn't played a football game in over 2 years because he sat out his senior year. Of course the dude wants to fucking keep playing. Like, he wasn't crying. He wasn't whining. He's just like, I'm just getting warmed up. I'm just getting excited. This is fun. I want to do more of this. I can help the team win. He's a rookie. He's fresh. Like, I get it. And then he sat on the field, sat on the bench, and even Leighton Vander Esch laughed. He's like, "Did you ask him if you could play more?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "He said no, right?" He's like, "Yeah." And Leighton was just like laughing. Like, he wasn't whining, was he?
No, that's a veteran and a rookie. A guy knowing, "Yep, we're done," and a guy being like, "Oh, we just got started. Like,
Exactly.
I'm having fun." Like that's a guy who's in his 6th preseason or 7th preseason, and a guy who's in his 1st preseason. That is the difference right there.
He's a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah, Micah is so charismatic. He also probably has ADHD.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure.
I think he definitely has ADHD.
When he was talking about the time that they have to sit before they get back.
If you if you're fidgeting because you're sitting and calculating how much time you're going to have to sit, you might have ADHD.
He's like, "All right, so we're done playing. So now we have to sit through the game, which is going to be 3 hours. And then we have to sit on the bus to get to the airport, which is going to be another hour. And then 4.5 hours on the plane. Then we have to sit in the car before we get back to the training camp." He's like, "So now we're at like 12 hours before we..." I was
like, for his mind, while he was sitting, to burn time while he was sitting, he was calculating how much time he was going to have to sit.
I could just totally see it. How funny would that be if he just went back over to the phone and be like, "Listen, Dan, I can't sit this long. I need one more drive."
Yeah. Or let me call a play. Or let me come up there. Let me do something, but I can't sit here. And you notice in every scene, he's like always doing something.
Yes.
He's like always talking. And like even at halftime, he was like, "Do we have any more orange slices?"
They zoomed in on him as he was just like,
Yeah, and like he's in the back. He's like always doing something. He's like, Penn State, they had snacks, which I get like 100%. There's nothing worse than being like halfway through a workout and be like,
Oh, yeah.
oh damn, now I'm hungry.
he was smacking himself in the head. Like,
Yeah,
just
he's
yeah.
always doing something. He was talking to the fullback. Like he's just gotta be doing something.
Mm-hmm. And when he got burned on that one play, and then he made the pick right after, and he just went wild. Yeah, I don't know. Call me naive. Other people and Brandon too were talking about it yesterday. Like, I'm not really worried about him getting in trouble. Should I be?
No, he does dumb stuff, but he doesn't do dumb stuff like go to a massage parlor and get off while a masseuse touches him. Like that's not the type of stuff that you're gonna have to deal with like certain other people in the NFL.
He's literally living with his mom.
Yes,
in the
like,
house that he bought her.
He does like dumb childish stuff because he's a kid at heart, but he's not like you're not gonna wake up to a report of him being like, oh, like DeAndre Baker, where it was like, oh, it was an armed robbery. Like that's just not how he's gonna operate. Like there's gonna be times where he probably frustrates you, where he gets burnt on a double move because he's just so eager and worked up all the time that he's gonna fall for something like that.
Yep.
But
he'll learn from those mistakes.
I was about to say he'll learn from that. He'll probably like at some point he will have a quote in the media this year after a loss where he says the wrong thing and the whole fan base will be pissed off at him and he'll tweet something wrong and the whole fan base will say he's immature, but you're never gonna wake up and be like, oh, Micah Parsons is in jail because he showed up at his girlfriend's house drunk like Richard Sherman and was trying to kick the door down.
Yep. Yeah, I am. I'm super excited for him. I am. You talked me into him well before the draft, and then I decided the week before the draft that that's who they were going to pick. I made the call to Jerry, and then they picked them. So I'm very excited.
There you go. Right at that table he was sitting at when he was putting burger on his salt.
Wait, where's Jerry? Like you're a billionaire, and that's where you're eating for breakfast.
Yeah, I just assumed somebody like brought you like meal like with eggs and bacon.
Like I thought, I would feel like every morning would be like Coming to America. The royal penis is clean, Jerry. You've seen that movie, right? Where they're like, no. He doesn't have to brush it. You've never seen Coming to America? Vince?
I've never seen it. Vince definitely hasn't seen it. Vince told us he's only seen Field of Dreams one time before we started the show. There's no way he's seen it.
Oh my God. All right, we have to watch this movie together. It's like top 5 comedy of all time.
I'm glad you brought up movies and top 5 movies. I wonder why I'm glad you brought that up. Stay tuned to find out.
I only had one more thing about Hard Knocks, and then I have a few just Cowboy points, and then we can move on.
Cool.
So like I said, there was a ton about Dak, a ton about Zeke, a lot about Jerry Jones. I need more storylines here. And I need more about Boss Man Fat. There was nothing about him. Deshaun Wright, who is from Last Chance U, nothing. Jabril.
He's slacking.
Cox. There was nothing about him. So I need more about the young guys and their stories. And I'm sure there will be more. It's like the Danny Amendola story when he was on Hard Knocks, when he was with the Cowboys and he was a undrafted guy trying to make the team. Like, I'm sure there will be more about that. And I think this episode, they kind of had to play around the whole Dak thing. And then he got injured in camp. So they had to play around that. I totally get it. But I need more. I need some Boss Man Fat, like freestyling on camera.
You definitely will get it. And I think what skewed it is they had a preseason game right away. Yeah. Usually there's 1 or 2 episodes of Hard Knocks before they ever play a preseason game.
Yep.
But because the I'm saying Steelers were the Hall of Fame game. They were, and they're on my screen, but the Cowboys were in the Hall of Fame game. So they played so early. That's what did it in. So it was like, all right, here's Dak. He had this horrific injury. He's back. Jerry Jones is the face of the franchise. Here he is. Here's Mike McCarthy. He's the coach of the team. And oh yeah, they actually played a real game. I guarantee you, there are the same stereotypical characters in Hard Knocks, and you will be getting those episodes 2 through 4. Trust me, there's going to be some undrafted free agent that you fall in love with that is going to get cut in the finale, without a doubt. So pick it out now.
The only thing that I'm kind of upset about is, that's going to be, there may be, the next episode there'll be some too, but they leave. They're done in California. They're done in Oxnard. So
Oh, really?
they go to Arizona and play Friday, and then they go right back to Texas and they finish camp there. I like the outside video. I like it when they're inside at the Star, it's just, I don't know, doesn't give me the same juice, and there's not the fans there and everything.
Same with the Eagles practicing at NovaCare instead of being at Lehigh.
Mm-hmm.
Although the Cowboys, the most valuable franchise within the United States, practiced on a high school field that looks like the freaking Sandlot.
Yeah,
Do
it's
they have
terrible.
water? I know they have issues in California, but we couldn't water the grass one time. They're playing on a dirt patch.
Well, that was the issue too. So apparently it rained there like every morning, like around 3 a.m, and then it would be like this dew on the field. And McCarthy decided he wanted to practice in the morning, and they were practicing in the morning to start camp. And everybody was slipping and sliding, and they were fearing people were going to get hurt. Jason Garrett knew this and always had camp practice in the afternoon. So then they had to switch it. And I think by the time they switch it in the afternoon, then the field's all dried out.
Excuse me. That was very offensive what you just did there. We need to stop and take a moment, because you might have to issue like a formal apology for how offensive that was. It is Coach.
Oh yeah,
Garrett,
I'm sorry.
I apologize. Jason Garrett.
I apologize.
Wow.
Yeah.
Offensive.
Sorry, Coach. I'm very sorry. Redhead clapper. Old man. Speaking of old man, I need to take my blood thinner medicine while we're on air.
Okay. I guess I'll take over while you do that. This is not you were in bad straits, because I think you knew as soon as you pulled that out that you were going to become a clip.
Yep. Old man.
Man. That's a rough scene.
At least I'm still alive, though. Look, it's one of these things that even like has like the day and times that you take it, and so yeah, it's one of these whole yeah.
Oh God, you're gonna have one of those things where it's like the little holders that they have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It just says MTWTR.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh
Yep.
Kevin. Oh no. That's
happening.
Bad.
Yep. All right. Couple last Cowboys points I have here is one, like I said, they're done in California, so now they go to Arizona. They play there and then head back to Dallas. So, am I interested in that game? Not really. I kind of want to see how the rookies play and the young guys. Again, I want to see if Micah gets a little more time. Jabril Cox and Micah Parsons were the two players that were rated the highest out of that entire game. The two rookie linebackers who are going to be the future in the middle of this defense. So I was really excited about that. So I want to see more from Jabril as well. Now, Dak threw for 2 straight days, said he's fine. He's feeling good. Then the Dallas Cowboys decided to put this tweet out today. I don't know if Vince has it, and he can put it on the screen.
Please find it, Vince. We can talk about it while you find it, but it's not a good look.
That's HIPAA, bro.
Yes. Oh.
Like
that, yeah.
If you can't ask somebody if they're vaccinated, but then you can go say that they're getting an MRI done.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, I would love for you to read it.
So it's a picture of Dak Prescott with a link to an article, and it says it's from the Dallas Cowboys official account, not a fan account. Let's keep that in mind. There's an actual blue check mark. This did not come from Blogging the Boys.
Nope.
It's not a setback, and it's not a reason to worry. But QB Dak Prescott is planning on getting another MRI. You could have just tweeted the GIF or the meme of the dog in the fire saying this is fine, and it would have had the same exact effect.
Or just Michael Scott in The Office. Calm down, it's happening.
Everyone remain calm. What's the procedure? Stay fucking calm. I can't read that, Vince. So it's a recreational MRI. I had that for a while. Frankly, got hooked on the dang things. All interesting. Right. These are some interesting comments. We got to be very careful with how far we go in the comments, Vince, depending on what people say.
There we go.
A great SpongeBob meme when they're running around in a circle. But yeah, this was an all-time just PR.
What are we
fumble.
Doing? What are we doing? Why? Why do we even need to know? Yeah. No one needs to know.
Who cares?
Like Dak said, in the beginning of the whole fucking episode. He's like, yeah, I got a second surgery. No one knew, though.
Yeah, that was big.
Like, we knew kind of later on in the offseason that he did it, but like they didn't send out a tweet, be like, this is not a setback. You don't have to worry about it.
There's nothing
But
to worry
QB
about.
Dak Prescott's getting another surgery. Like, what?
You know what happened to Alex Smith? Well, Dak's going in for another surgery. No need to worry.
Back to your day. Like, it was just stupid. Am I worried? No. If it's exactly 2 weeks just about after he got his first MRI, I wouldn't mind. Like, is it healing? It's the same thing with my blood clot. I'm going back at the end of this month to get an ultrasound. Is it getting better? Is it going away? Am I going to have to be on blood thinners for 3 months? Can I start lifting legs? Am I going to die? What's happening?
Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous?
Good. I've convinced myself I have cancer, by the way, now.
Oh, yeah. Well, anytime you search any symptoms online, it comes up as cancer. So
Like, it was like I was reading about like what could cause blood clots, and then it was just like cancer. And I was like,
well, that does make sense. Like, I feel like blood clots are serious enough that cancer goes.
Yeah. But speaking of cancer, that tweet was a cancerous issue to the entire fan base. Like, why?
One of your, not your best transition, but definitely the most eye-opening.
I had to get you away from watching the Eagles game.
Oh, how about it? I'll do my last update. So Jalen Hurts came out. He was 3 for 7, 54 yards. Sometimes I forget that Joe Flacco's on this team. I'm just going to be honest.
Don't tell Lindsay that.
I know. So we'll see how he plays. It looked like he actually played pretty well. They scored on their first drive. If Ertz doesn't drop that ball, they probably score. Miles Sanders didn't play. They threw one bomb from the 1 yard line to Quez Watkins. Quez looks fast.
Very fast.
Jalen Reg, very fast. Linear strider. So they didn't have Miles Sanders in at all. The offensive line looked all right from what it seemed. They didn't give up any sacks, but he was running around. Trying to see if they have Reagor out there at all. They still have Quez and
The outside threat?
the outside threat, slot threat. Wherever you were going to put him that he could catch a ball is fine.
Yeah. Yep.
They did throw it target to him one time. It looked like he dropped it. I don't know if it was his fault, though. Just seems like another year of throwing every single pass to the tight ends because they're the only ones who can get open.
All right, I got two last points on the Cowboys here. One is Maurice Kennedy looks like a starter. I don't know if you know about him. He's the cornerback they took from the Jets last year, but he was a COVID opt-out. He's the one, if you watch Hard Knocks and in the Hall of Fame game with the long dreads, and he made a ridiculous interception catch off Matthew Stafford during their joint practice the other day. He just keeps making plays, and I'm excited. He looks like just a dog out there, and that's what this secondary needs with these young pups. They need a veteran who can bring it. Oh,
Fast, very fast. Quez Watkins, super fast, gone, touchdown. Quez. So fast.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. He threw it -3 yards, and then Quez Watkins just fast. That's all it is.
Vince,
Bing,
find that
bing,
video
bing,
immediately
bing, bing, bing.
and
Fast.
tweet QB1 and tag Lindsay, please, from the Birds vs. Boys account. Do it now. Don't roll your eyes.
Wide receiver 1, Quez Watkins.
Yes.
Fast.
QB1 to wide receiver 1, and then tag
Is
her.
it too early in the preseason
No.
to deem Quez Watkins as the next Tyreek Hill?
No. Better than Tyreek Hill.
Well, I might actually tweet that during the show.
Or multi-talented here. Speaking of wide receivers, very fast wide receivers. That was my last point with the Cowboys, is I'm very interested to see who makes this team as a wide receiving core. So obviously we have the top three, right? Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup on the team. I then think Noah Brown makes this team because he does a lot for them in terms of special teams. He's a veteran and he always seems to make plays. Probably going to keep 5. So who is that 5th guy? It could be Cedric Wilson, who did look pretty sick in that number 1. And he was joking around with Micah too, when Micah was like, see, you look good at 1. I look so fresh in this 11. You're glad I have this 11. And then Micah's like, but I could have rocked that 1.
I thought it worked out well. 11 on a linebacker looked sick, and he
sick.
looked cool in the 1.
Yep. So
I
he
thought
made a
that was-
couple plays in the Hall of Fame game. And then there's Malik Turner, it's number 17. He was making a couple plays. The one guy who I'm a little worried about, who I thought was going to be a shoo-in, was their 5th-round pick from Stanford, Semi Fehoko. And he seems like he is he's a little bit, I know, your Stanford wide receiver is not a good thing.
That's on you for believing.
Is JJ, I haven't heard a thing about him. Is like
I don't even know, to be honest. He's not on the field right now. He's not hurt. I don't think he's hurt.
He's just standing on the sideline with an umbrella
I don't
over him.
think he's in. Yeah. It's like Reagor, Watkins, Fulgham. It's not JJ. I don't think a Whiteside. No. So, but you getting your hopes up first.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he looks like the type of guy that could use a year on practice squad, because he does have a lot of skills and he's very good on special teams as well. So I think it's Malik Turner or Cedric Wilson's job, that fifth spot behind the 4 that are showing. So there's a
Which
lot
one
to
were 17.
Malik Turner.
Okay, that's the guy I liked.
Yeah,
I think he had a fumble, but I still liked him.
He made a lot of plays. Yeah. So excited for the next episode of Hard Knocks that comes out Tuesday. Excited for not really, for the preseason game against the Cardinals. I love preseason, but then I just get so nervous about injuries. And speaking of, before we transition, what are your thoughts? I don't think we've talked about this, of the joint practices.
I like them because I think it gives you a sense of, I think you can fall into a sense of complacency when you keep practicing against the same defense or offense every single day.
And you want to kill people on your own team if you keep going against the same guys.
It's good to get out into the real world and see how it actually looks when you're facing a real defense. Because anyone who's played a sport, you kind of know your plays. Like if you call something, the offense or defense, like they know it because they do it every single day. So you see it and you're in the same meeting rooms and you're watching the same film. When you get on the field with a different defense, like everything's up in the air. So I like the joint practices.
I do
Leads
too.
to fights 110% of the time, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I almost think you could get rid of another preseason game and just use a week of joint practices as one.
I'm sure they'll go to 18 at some point.
Yeah. That's all I got on the Cowboys and Hard Knocks. You're doing your live play-by-play here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think I need to do it. By the time you wake up, you should be playing into the parade route.
All right. There's a couple of stories around the NFL before we get to our TikTok here, and you make sure you chime in with any quick updates about the game here very fast. But one is Deshaun Watson. Let's start there. Obviously, it's been a tumultuous offseason for him on the field, off the field.
Yeah, and the masseuses in Texas.
Yeah. He has been obviously linked to trade rumors with the Eagles, with Miami, with the Broncos, but who's really going to give up a bag right now for a guy that has like 27 lawsuits against him and very outrageously serious allegations? So he was listed as QB4 in their depth chart. He's been at practice every day, just standing on the sideline, basically doing a hold in, as we've said, and then kind of got into it with reporters today, screaming at them why they are. Here we go. We can play it.
Vince has it for us. He's pulling it up on the screen right now.
We have audio or no?
If you hit the thing, it'll be audio.
Why y'all always filming me every day? It's the same shit.
Like, do you not know who you are and what's happening in your life?
See, that disappointed me so much because he was my favorite non-Eagles player, non-Eagles quarterback, I guess you should say. I've loved him since Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
That's just so tone deaf.
Yep.
You and for multiple reasons, like, you know why they're following you. One, you're a quarterback, you're a franchise quarterback, one of the best in the league, who says you don't want to play for the team. So yeah, they're gonna follow you. They'd be following you around as it is.
Yep.
And then 2, you have 22 sexual assault allegations against you. I would be doing anything in my power to be coming off as the good guy when the camera's on me. Like, people saw you as a role model and a guy of stand-up character. I remember the story of him taking care of his mom because she's blind. Like, where is that guy at? And now the camera's on you, and you're saying to them, "Oh, it's the same shit. Why are you always filming me?" Like, well, one, they're at practice, so that's kind of the job. Yeah. And then two, like, you know why. Like, you know why. You should be doing everything in your power to come off as the good guy. It's just like, I don't know. That like really disappointed me that and I'm sure there's a lot of pressure and tension where he probably just snapped. Like I know Kanye used to go off on the paparazzi. He'd be like, "It's 4 a.m. and you're filming me outside my house. Like, I hate you so much." Like, there's moments where you're like, "Just leave me alone for 30 seconds." And I'm sure Deshaun Watson is having that breakdown where he's like, "I just want to be left alone for 30 seconds," which sucks, but you kind of have to know the position.
Yep. You made your bed. You got to sleep in it right now.
You made your massage appointment. Now you have to.
I don't know. I think Roger Goodell just needs to put him on the exempt list. Like, it needs to happen.
Oh yeah, I don't even know who that is. Oh,
just hit your elbow.
Yeah.
Funny bone.
Oh, it's the kid who they said is like the next Aaron Donald. So we did get the next Aaron Donald. Could you look at this? We have the next Tyreek Hill and the next Aaron Donald. This is amazing.
And you have Joe Flacco. Ooh. And we have Aaron Judge. 3-run home run into the corn.
Who gets the ball out of the corn is my question. Zach Campbell?
I see guys in red. And they're going in the corn right now.
How do I get that job? Is what I want to know. Yeah, Vince is right,
Iowa.
The ghosts. Kevin Costner's dad is out there catching him, snagging him.
Can you imagine if all of a sudden the ball just gets thrown back onto the field and everybody's
no. I would be out of there. That'd be a great prank.
Oh my
God. That'd be a phenomenal prank.
If I worked there and like I was quitting or something, I'd be sitting in the corner like finding it.
It might be worth it to lose your job.
You're going viral hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd go so viral that you could put that on your resume and be like, "Oh, you want content? Yeah, I was the guy who pretended to be the ghost of Shoeless Joe and the Chicago Black Sox out in Iowa and threw the ball back on the field."
Oh my God, that would be so fucking funny. All right, so from one guy's career that is in turmoil to another that might be over, Alden Smith. I was rooting for this guy last year with the Cowboys and played well in the beginning and then fizzled out. And then the Cowboys were like, "Yeah, we're moving on," and it's because of kind of off-field issues. And if the Cowboys move on from you because of off-field issues, you done fucked up. So then he went to the Seahawks, and they just released him as well because of off the field issues. And if Pete Carroll gets rid of you because of an off the field issue, I think your career's over.
It's over. There's nowhere else to go except the XFL.
That's like, how about Ed Reed? Was it Ed? No, not Ed Reed. Oh my God, Earl Thomas. He gets cut from Seattle and then Baltimore.
They take they're they're the LSU where it's like your GPA has to be 1, and you just can't punch someone in broad daylight and you get to play.
You can punch them at night. Don't let anyone see you, and we're fine with it. Yeah, I think it's done. He was living in like a sober living home too in Seattle, and he still got in trouble. So, I mean, shout out to Jay Glazer working with him hard to try and bring him back, and he did get one more season, but I hope he figures out his life off the field, because that's more important than his life on the field. And then last one that I have is Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson having similar surgeries. They said they were going to be 5 to 12 weeks each. 2 weeks they weren't even going to be able to move their feet. No blood flow was supposed to come, and then all of a sudden Carson Wentz is at camp walking around with, quote, "no limp detected at all," and they're both trending in the right direction to be ready for week 1.
I can't believe I let doubt creep in my mind about Carson Wentz. That is on me, you idiot. You stupid idiot. Shame on you. I can't believe you doubted him. Also great that Quentin Nelson is also trending the right way.
Yes.
The last thing you want to see is Carson Wentz out there with another terrible offensive line. Just end up in the same predicament that we were in last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what a weird injury. What a weird sequence of events where they both had the same injury. One with such a wide window, an expansive window, and just a rare thing that you don't see often. And speak of the devil, is that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside? It is not. It is Richard Rodgers. But the hunt for JJ lives on.
Is he still? Maybe he's in the corn.
Maybe he's in the corn. Yeah, honestly. But yeah, so those injuries, and obviously for an Eagles fan perspective, fantastic that we still have a chance.
Yeah,
at the 3 first-round picks.
You have to be rooting for him. You have to.
I was about to say, because I have friends who hate him now, which is like, oh, an athlete left Philadelphia, now you have to hate him. No, it's not the case. Yeah, and it's like, okay, but you still have to root for him because this still benefits us. Like, you need him to play, and you need him to play well, because if they make the playoffs, it's even easier to get the first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see what I'm rooting for them, because I want the Colts to be good. I
think they will be.
Me too. I want another. Like, I feel like them and the Titans in the same division would make. I don't want them without Carson Wentz and Houston, who stinks, and Jacksonville, who's going to be blah. Like, I hate divisions that it's just one team's good and it's runaway. I want dogfights in every division.
Who's that? Rager. My boy. Speaking
Julio?
of the Titans,
Julio?
they have the great value version of Julio. We have the real Julio. Julio Rager, baby.
That's what
First
it's all
down.
about.
We are firing. Also, Joe Flacco looks really good. I predict, what time does WIP morning show start? 6? I'm thinking 6:07 before we get our first call saying that they should start Flacco. That seems about right. Seems about on brand. If the hosts themselves don't bring it up.
Uh-huh.
I love this Gainwell kid, too. That was a great late round pick.
It was. Yeah, no, they had
From Memphis.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one. Where was I at before I got distracted by our Super Bowl run?
I think that was you were talking about Carson.
Yes, Carson, but also that division and how two teams seem to be trending to be pretty bad and two teams seem to be trending to be pretty good. I can't wait until we do our division predictions. That was one of the most fun moments we did last year. So
when I took Minnesota. Don't know why.
You did do that. Not ideal.
No.
And then Aaron Rodgers won MVP.
I will not be doing that this year. I'll tell you right now, Green Bay in the North.
Yeah, let's just get out of the way. Green Bay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Green Bay.
Green Bay.
All right. You want to do TikTok?
Yeah, let's
get out of here.
Oh, Kenny Gainwell. This kid is good. And I'm glad they gave him a wide receiver number. They're just going to put him everywhere in the field. But yes, let's do our TikTok and get out of here.
Speaking of numbers too, if Mac Jones wins the starting job for New England this year, they can't let him wear 50, right?
Yeah. Why is he still wearing that?
I don't know. I hate it.
Why?
I hate it.
So dumb. So dumb.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
And Cam, I know he's at the back end of his career, but he's also the coolest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
If it were up to me and my brain using my two eyes, I would choose Cam just because he looks cooler.
Oh, how about that too? With CeeDee Lamb coming at Micah, telling him he needs more swag.
I know. Yeah. Which is and CeeDee Lamb's one of the coolest people alive.
Yes.
It's like, you know how in 2K and stuff like that, you have to get your coins to like build up to like buy swag and stuff like that. It's almost like Micah's at that point in his career where he's a rookie, so you don't have enough like coins to purchase like the arm sleeves and everything like that.
It's like in the movie Friday Night Lights where Boobie Miles has the black cleats, and then the other running back, he's like, "I'm gonna do it with black Nikes on my feet," and the other guy has white cleats, and then they show him with a Sharpie coloring in his cleats, making them black like boobies.
You say Friday Night Lights?
That's weird. Let's bring Vince in.
That's a great movie.
Right?
Hey, Vince, thanks for coming in for the TikTok.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, so Kevin has alluded to the Major League Baseball game going on right now. They are playing at the stadium where the movie Field of Dreams was filmed.
Fantastic movie. Fantastic
baseball movie. So in honor of that game going on, we are doing our top 5 football movies.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. This was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Good. Wow. Jake Elliott. Oh, wow. We're
He's
up
back.
13-0.
He's all
There's
the way
no
back.
coming back from this. There's just like I only have 2 forearms. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I already have the score on one. If I put it on the other, then I'm out. That's it.
Devin Caney tweeted that Jake Elliott made the field goal, so the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl.
That is how that works.
Shout out to our girl, Devin.
She's gonna be on one of the post game shows this year. We'll have to have her after one of the wild games. We'll definitely have her on.
Joyce Powers just tweeted me. That explains it.
That's what she said?
Yep.
That explains it. I wonder if she tweeted me back. We'll figure it out. She just texted me as well. So
Love it.
we got to – we'll see what's going on after the show. All right, let's
speaking
talk
of
about
moms, my mom found our TikTok.
Your mom has a TikTok?
Apparently, I didn't know. I was checking it at it must have been 12:30, and the one up top, it said that you had a username that looked pretty familiar, and I texted my sister. I said, "Is this Mom?" And she was like, "Yep."
Oh, boy.
Wow. So your mom has a TikTok. That's interesting.
Might have to go follow
Yeah, but
your mom.
also the fact that we somehow made it onto my mom's For You page means we're doing pretty well.
Yep, we're doing it.
Yeah, I'll take
doing it and doing it and doing it now. Let's do it.
I mean, she's also checking in on your account.
Yep.
As you get the associated account kind of
Yep.
intermingling. So she's checking up on you. All right. Movies. Top 5 football movies. Are you guys ready for the normal pyramid?
I am ready.
I
Bottom of the
cannot wait.
triangle.
I'm calling Vince's stick right now. He's gonna be like, "Oh, bend it like Beckham." Oh, I thought we were doing European football.
I
That was
didn't
the
know.
first thought that popped. That was the first thought that popped in my head, but I gotta keep you guys on your toes.
Can't
We're
wait
on
to
to
see
you.
what you chose.
TikTok's getting onto you, too.
Mm-hmm. Actually, they're
Yeah,
not. They're just
also,
like,
my mom's reading the comments now. You guys gotta stop being so mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Make that a PSA. Stop being mean to Vince in the comments because I just stick around for a while, then you'll figure out.
You'll understand. Subscribe on
Then you'll
YouTube
be less mean.
and Apple and Spotify and follow us everywhere.
Vince's mom is gonna follow you and say mean things about you.
Yeah.
And Joyce Powers and Roseanne Messina. Or no, it's not Messina anymore. Lane. They're going to come after you.
Yeah.
Tell
right.
my mom.
Movie time. At 5, I have Remember the Titans. I've actually been to the place where they filmed Remember the Titans, which is pretty cool. Denzel Washington, one of the best actors of all time. So at 5, I have Remember the Titans.
So I had Remember the Titans at 5 because we have the same brain, but then I moved it to 5A, honorable mention. So it's not in my, because this movie, I was like, I can't put this in, but I have to put this in. It was hard. So 5 for me, it's Little Giants. Love that goddamn movie. It's so funny. And I have to love it because they play against the little Cowboys and they have the cool jerseys. And they definitely should have won that game, by the way. But Spike don't play with girls.
All right. At 5, I have 2 here, but neither of them are movies. They're both TV shows, but they both need to be on the list. So I decided to put them together. I have The League and Blue Mountain State. They're 2 of my favorite pieces of football content. I don't know, of all time. And they needed to be addressed at some point on here. So putting them together at 5, The League and Blue Mountain State. Blue Mountain State was a movie, by the way, but no one remembers it, and it was pretty bad. So.
Oh, no, well, it's for the nostalgia. It's one of those movies you do it for the nostalgia. It wasn't.
We're not counting. We're talking about the show here.
The show itself, yes. And The League was just that was a very underrated comedy show. Not even just the fantasy football part, just comedy in general. Fantastic show. All right, at 4, I have Invincible. Obviously, growing up as an Eagles fan, this was one of the first movies where I was like, oh my God, Philadelphia, there it is. And I love that scene where they're playing in the rain in South Philadelphia. It's that is what every Philadelphian thinks they are. A really fast guy who is good in high school, who is good in pickup games in a South Philadelphia parking lot, who thinks that they could play for the Eagles. Everyone thinks that they are invincible, but I love that.
Played 2 years. Varsity.
I'm in the best shape of my life.
4 for me. It's a fun movie, hilarious, with a lot of good football in it. Jonathan Moxon's only one man. Varsity Blues, 4 for me. I mean, you got to love Tweeter and the Tweeter end zone dance, the whole movie. Just it created the whipped cream bikini. Phenomenal movie.
Number 4, I have The Waterboy. That's another one where it's more of a comedy than a football thing, but it's mostly a football movie, and it's one of the ones I've enjoyed the most. Not Adam Sandler's best movie, but I think it's better than The Longest Yard in terms of his football movies. Not better. I enjoyed it more.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make the distinction of things that I think are good does not mean that they're better than other things. It means I liked it more. So I don't care what anyone like, because I like Jalen Reagor to Jalen Hurts more than I like Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. Doesn't mean they're better. It just means I like them more.
You don't have to explain yourself, Vince.
Go make your own list.
This is your list, Vince. You get to do whatever you want. All right. At 3, I have Friday Night Lights. Growing up, I had this appreciation for the intensity of high school football in Texas because of that movie. I love the characters in it. I love Boobie Miles. And now, obviously, we have Miles Sanders on the team wearing that 24. As a kid, you're like, oh, I can't believe they didn't win at the end. But it's just like, you know what? They came so close. And the kid's dad was finally like, I respect you and everything like that. So I loved Friday Night Lights. I love the jerseys from Friday Night Lights, the black and white. Those were fantastic. And just the crowds and the sizes in Odessa, Texas, just amazing.
3 for me, same brain. Friday Night Lights. I mean, I love everything about that movie. When the father comes in and he was having sex with a girl on the couch and he's like, you broke my lamp. He's like, who's going to fix my lamp? It's just the whole scene and the way, and then he throws his state ring out of the car. Like, so you're intense. Just like, and it's Tim McGraw. And it's like, he played such a great scumbag of an alcoholic father that I'm like, how was that Tim McGraw? But he was just awesome. Great football movie. Great. It was casted perfectly. Boobie Miles was great. Phenomenal movie.
Grandpa was great.
Oh, yeah. Have to say, though, TV show is better, but love the movie.
I've never seen either. Moving on. Number 3.
What is wrong with you?
Number 3, I have Forrest Gump. This is what Forrest Gump is the football movies, what Die Hard is the Christmas movies. Football is in the movie, and it is a very good movie, and it's an important part of the movie. He got to meet the president because he was Alabama, right? He played for Bama.
Yeah,
probably Nick Saban still back then. When he just keeps running right out of the stadium. Mm-hmm. Nothing like a good head down run, And watching that movie now, it's kind of tough to watch. You're like, we really like we're laughing at this. Not laughing, whatever.
It's a phenomenal movie.
It's a great movie, but now watching it, you're like, oh man. You realize you realize new stuff. Also, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I don't know if you've seen that recently. That's tough to watch.
I don't even know what that is.
Leonardo DiCaprio plays a special needs kid, and Johnny Depp's his older brother. So it's a good movie, like good acting, but Leonardo DiCaprio sells it.
How did we get here?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that movie. I watched the preview of that for sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Forrest Gump, it's a football movie. Don't care.
Got
2.
It. All right, at 2, I have Silver Linings Playbook. The combination of Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper is amazing. Robert De Niro as the dad. Every South Philly dad is like Robert De Niro in that movie, betting on the Eagles and his son against the Cowboys. Everything about it, perfect ending for me. They win the dance competition, and the Eagles smoke the Cowboys, and that is the grand finale to the movie. I could not, as an Eagles fan, you could not script a better ending to a movie than that.
You would pick that movie. 2 for me.
Real quick. Robert De Niro studied his role from Bradley Cooper's uncle or grandfather or something.
There you go.
Like he hung out and like had lunch with him, and that's who he based the character on.
Love it. 2 for me is Any Given Sunday. I mean, steaming, Willie beaming. Al Pacino's speech is probably the greatest speech in sports history, and it's not even a real sport. It's a movie, and it's just, again, I love the battle between the old quarterback and the young new school quarterback, and LL Cool J is the running back, and Lawrence Taylor is actually in the movie. Again, a perfectly casted movie in Miami. Cameron Diaz is it's just every time I watch that movie, I forget that it's 3 hours long. It's such a long movie, but it's so good.
Again, I have never seen either of those movies. Number two for me, I have The Game Plan starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Go away.
He chooses not to go to Fanny's Burgers at the end, which I think is a big deal. It was the shot heard around the world. He'd rather be with his daughter than go to Fanny's Burgers and take the paycheck, which I think is admirable.
And I've never seen that movie, and I'm proud to say that I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen Disney's The Game Plan starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the girl from Corey in the House?
It's not even the best football movie involving Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson because he's in Gridiron Gang and the kid gets shot on the field.
Never seen it.
Oh my God.
But
what's your number one?
In the Game Plan. There's a scene in The Game Plan where they're all running in slow motion and the one guy trips, and it's real funny.
What's your number one, Aiden?
All right. At one, I have The Longest Yard, the Adam Sandler version. I think it is one of the most quotable movies of the 21st century. I think it is a star-studded cast, and it is right in that golden era of comedy in the 21st century from like 2004 to 2008, where it's like Longest Yard, Dodgeball, Wedding Crashers, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, like that run of movies in there, and Longest Yard was a part of it. And I think it's just easily one of the most quotable movies of my generation.
I think the only reason that's not on my list is the fact I haven't seen it enough.
Yeah, it's good.
I remember that being the first time I watched a movie where I was like, oh man, people die. Like, sorry, spoiler alert.
Breaking news, Aiden. Mac Jones has entered the preseason game, and he's wearing number 10.
Thank God.
Yes. All right.
Change shirts?
I guess that was just for practice, I guess. So, number one football movie all time for me. Rudy. That's it.
All right. Never seen it. So number one.
You're fired.
Do you have a television?
What are you like? What? How do you produce a football podcast and you've never seen any football movies except for one with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Forrest Gump?
Hey, I think it's pretty clear that I don't know what I'm talking about from every single thing that we do every time I come on this show. So number one, I have Air Bud 2, Golden Receiver.
Just leave it at that, please.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember the iconic scene in this movie where Air Bud's running down the field trying to catch the ball from his owner, Josh. And he gets smoked by the linebacker on the other team, which they actually show in the movie.
They smoked the dog?
Yeah.
Say bye, Vince.
End the show. I'm done.
The kid lands flat on the dog.
Bye, Vince. How has he never seen Rudy, Any Given Sunday,
Friday Night Lights,
Silver
Linings Playbook,
or the show Friday Night Lights, Varsity Blues? Oh my God. I'm going to have to sit this kid down in my basement and just make him watch movies. Like good movies, actual movies.
Oh my God. All right. Do you got anything else tonight?
I got nothing. You know, I want to go watch the Field of Dreams and make myself, I don't know, a drink, but I can't because I'm old and I'm on blood thinners.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow. It's going to be 99 degrees. I'm wearing a black suit. Can we normalize wearing shorts at a wedding when it's over 90 degrees?
I was at one last week, but it was inside. But it was pretty hot there. It got very hot. I have Phillies tickets tomorrow. It's 97.
Ooh, enjoy.
Yes.
Enjoy. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening on Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you are listening to us. We appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. We have been around. Why does he always got to do this?
He's playing the scene where Air Bud gets killed. Is Air Bud wearing a helmet?
Yes.
Oh, my God. They smoked the dog. Okay. That's where we have to call it.
Just follow us on everywhere.
Or don't. If you don't want to
Yeah,
see
if
a
you don't
dog
want to,
get
it's fine.
brutally tackled. Oh, let me sign off with the Eagles are up 13-0. Final update. I don't know if this time if we should go from the stadium to the art museum on the parade route or go from the art museum to the stadium on the parade route. We'll figure that out at some point this season. Have a good night.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it. Yep.
Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things.
I got 2 phones.
Upset alert. Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there. There's no hope. Hope is
Dude,
gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach. That
Be
it?
the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.